Jeff from Shedskin Reptiles. Welcome to Cold-Blooded 101. The reason why we come up with this is because we want to give out the information and the knowledge that we have so you can pick the right animal for you. And we're talking about reptiles. For you reptile geeks out there, and I do mean you, we're talking about snakes, lizards, amphibians, arachnids, and all the other creepy stuff. The first thing we want to talk about is what are reptiles. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals that require heat. They shed their skin, and by shedding their skin, they actually are growing, all right? So that's kind of cool. And by the skin, I'm talking about this stuff up here. Cold-Blooded 101 is here to give you good information about how to take care of your reptile, all right? And what that involves in the type of food you need to have. Also, the lighting is very important. You gotta have your ultraviolet, you gotta have your heat source. You get into your drip systems, your fog machines, your bedding, the type of cages you use, from aquariums to people that make the cages for you made out of wood. Temperatures, humidity, eating habits. Eating habits are unusual. You're talking about insectivores that totally eat insects. We're talking about vegetarians, the ones that eat all the greens out there. And then you get into your meat eaters, the ones that eat mice, rats, chicken. Cold-Blooded 101 is here to teach you about how to take care of your animals. The correct lighting system, what type of food you have to have, how to clean your cages, and also safety. Very important. Hey, Cold-Blooded 101. We're here to show you a bunch of reptiles. Today it's going to be pythons, reticulated pythons. Big snakes, dude. Safety is the number one thing, believe me. I get bit all the time, but you know what? This guy he's no joke. His name is Mr. Platy, and I don't mean Irish. I just gave him that name because he's a platinum reticulated python. Now this is a reticulated python. This is a boy though, so they average maybe 12, 15 feet, close to 200 pounds. That is a big snake, bigger than me. And something like this you can't tangle with unless you have somebody with you. And I've got someone with me just in case something like this happens or the cameraman decides to run. This guy loves rabbits. Rabbits, chickens, frozen piglets. So what we do is when we open this up and try to get him out here, try to lure him out a little bit so we can talk to him a little bit, but sometimes he doesn't want to come out. So this is Mr. Platy. Mr. Platy is, again, a platinum reticulated python. Obviously he's not cooperating too well. So sometimes what I do is I bring in John here. John's gonna help me bring him out. Sometimes they like being in their cages. They don't like being out in the open too much. And you can see he's a little aggressive right now, but he's not actually wanting to bite me. He's just aggressive enough because he would like to be held. So we'll put him out here and let him wander around a little bit, especially when there's customers in there if we want them to leave. They like the warmth of your body, so they kind of correlate with you like that. But other than that, not a bad looking snake. Unfortunately for you reptile geeks out there, don't get too excited. It's not the type of snake that you should have if you don't have experience. Without John here, I mean, it'd be very dangerous. Now this next one we're going to bring out is another reticulated python. This is a normal reticulated python. This is Daisy. Daisy is 9 years old, close to 16 feet, 195 pounds. She's a big girl. You start putting a little bit of strength on her, but she'll put some strength back. And that's it. This is my girl, Daisy. The reticulated pythons are the longest snakes there is out there. They can get up to 33 feet. In captivity, I think the longest one was just at either 27 or 28 feet. So she's got a long ways to go. Extremely heavy. And what we're going to do is we'll attempt to put her back. And as you can see, she's very cooperative. Cold-Blooded 101, we make it as easy as possible.
Hey, this is John from Shedskin Reptiles, Cold-Blooded 101. Now it's time to start talking about Animal of the Week. This week's animal, the Kenya sand boa. It's one of my favorite animals that we have right now. They are one of the smallest boas. Very docile, great first time pet to have. Only thing is, when you get them as babies, because that's all we carry them in, you have to bring a shovel because you're gonna have to dig. The reason why you're gonna have to dig to look for these animals is because they like to bury themselves. That's how a lot of the animals get their names, actually all of them. Kenya sand boa. They found these ones in the sand, obviously in Kenya.
Cold-Blooded 101. Like I told you in the beginning, we're here to teach you about everything. Right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed. Okay, so this is Mr. Platy. We're about to feed him a rabbit. And what I do is to make it simple, is I don't allow a rabbit to run around, okay? I put him on a big old tongs like this, and I pick up the rabbit, and yes, the rabbit is alive. I apologize. This is what's going to happen. So Mr. Platy obviously is understanding this is going on right now. So what we do is, as you can tell, Mr. Platty is getting very excited about this, and we're sticking in the rabbit, and Mr. Platty's going to lick a few times and then grab. And then there you go. For those of you who don't understand what's going on, what's happening is that almost all snakes constrict, and what he's doing is he's constricting until he doesn't feel the heart beating anymore, and obviously the rabbit's dead, and then eventually the snake will eat it. And usually they start from the head and then go down to the tail. You should be paying attention to these snakes all the time. I got bit about a week ago, and that was feeding another reticulated python because I was talking to somebody. You got to be very, very careful. So when I get asked, have you ever got bit before? Yeah, as a person that rides skateboards, if they were falling before and broken a leg, obviously they do. Hey, dealing with these animals, you have to understand there's a lot of information about them, and how to take care of them is very important, especially if you want to keep this animal alive for a long time. Feeding them. These smaller snakes, you're looking about every week. The bigger snakes, you're looking about every 3 weeks to a month because they eat a lot of food and they can go a lot longer. The other stuff that you need to know is clean these cages. Cleaning the cages is very important. Every day I'm cleaning cages because they're going to the bathroom, they made a mess out of their water. I'm constantly changing the water, which is also very important. You need to have clean water. Temperature in these cages have to be constant. You're looking at anywhere from 84 to 87 for the typical snake, and then at nighttime it goes down because that's when the sun goes down. Reptiles also need their sleep just like you do. A lower temperature in the reptile's body allows them to sleep. As far as bedding, it varies. It goes from snake to snake, from lizard to lizard. The snake that requires the most humidity, you want that type of bedding to be something like forest floor or bark. And then you got other type of bedding that you can see Mr. Platty's in. It's wood shavings. Wood shavings is okay. It's inexpensive, but it's something easier to clean. You're spot cleaning constantly. As you can see in Mr. Platty's cage, you have a couple of areas where he went poop. And unfortunately, that's what you have to clean out. Hey, here at Cold Blood 101, we're just trying to give you the basic information so you can have yourself a nice pet. Anywhere from the snakes, the tortoises, the lizards, amphibians, arachnids, what have you. As you can see, the misconception of some reptiles is they're mean, not good to deal with. But you know what? I think that all started off with Eve. Eve kind of ruined it for everybody, where everybody's scared of snakes, but don't be too scared of snakes. They're just as frightened as you are. They don't bite. Unless you smell like a rabbit, they're probably going to bite you. Hey, you cold-blooded 101 reptile geeks out there, I am talking to you. Tune in next week. We talk about some more stuff. Hopefully have some entertainment, and then maybe I'll get bit. That would be fun. Like Elvis said, thank you very much.
A little tiny thing like this big, I'm used to that. Shows your girl. Oh! John with Sheskin Reptiles again, Cold Blooded 101. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel right down here. Also, you can follow us on our website, sheskin.net, also Facebook and Instagram.